Long ago, in a quite little village, there lived a poor farmer named Bilal. He worked hard every single day, but his fields gave him very little. His wife, Meher, was gentle and hopeful, always finding a way to stretch the little food they had so that no one in their family went hungry. Behind their small mud house was a tiny garden. Bilal loved that garden because it gave him courage. He believed if he planted something with love, someday it would reward him. That year, he planted rows of eggplants. He watered them with care, pulled out every weed, and prayed for a good harvest. But when the plants grew, there was nothing on them. No fruits at all. Except one plant. And on that plant, there grew only a single eggplant. Bilal sighed. Meher, he said one morning, pointing at it, this is all the land has given us. One lonely eggplant. We can't sell this in the market. Let us keep it at home. They left the strange fruit to ripen. And to their surprise, it kept growing. Bigger and bigger, until it was the size of a pumpkin. One day Bilal plucked it, placed it in Meher's hands and said with a smile, cook this tonight, my dear. I'll finish my work in the field, then we'll eat together. Meher nodded. She set the eggplant on a wooden board and picked up her knife. But the moment she cut into it, a whisper filled the air, soft, trembling, and almost human. Slowly, slowly, cut me gently. Meher froze. The knife slipped from her fingers. She looked around the room. No one was there. Her heart pounded. She bent down again, touched the eggplant, and tried once more. Again the same voice. Slowly, slowly, do not hurt me. This time Meher screamed, dropped the eggplant, and ran out of the house. She ran across the fields until she reached her husband. Bilal, she gasped, clutching his arm, there is something living inside that eggplant. It spoke to me. Bilal laughed nervously. You must have imagined it. Come, let us see. The two of them returned home together. Meher, trembling, lifted the knife again. Bilal stood close beside her. And once more, the voice came. Slowly, slowly, cut me with love. Now Bilal's eyes widened. By the gods, he whispered, you were right. He steadied his wife's hand. Do as the voice says. Cut gently. Meher pressed the knife carefully into the eggplant. And when she opened it, both husband and wife stumbled back in shock. For out of the eggplant stepped a little girl. Her skin glowed like morning light, her eyes sparkled like rivers under the sun. Bilal's lips trembled. A child. Meher's eyes filled with tears. We prayed for a daughter, and the heavens have sent her to us. Bilal shook his head. But Meher, we are poor. We can barely feed ourselves. How will we care for her? Meher pulled the child into her arms. The girl smiled, her tiny hands reaching up to touch her new mother's face. Bilal, Meher whispered, if we can feed ourselves, we can feed her. She is a gift. She is ours. So the farmer and his wife raised her as their own. And because she was born from an eggplant, they named her Hur. Years passed. Hur grew into a young woman. She was not only beautiful, she was kind, humble, and graceful. Her laughter carried across the fields, and her presence seemed to make crops greener, flowers brighter. One day, while helping her father in the fields, a royal carriage passed by. Inside sat King Samar, ruler of the land. His eyes fell on Hur, and his heart stirred. He turned to his guard. Who is that maiden? The guard bowed. Sire, she is the daughter of a poor farmer. King Summer could not take his eyes off her. That night, he could think of nothing else. The next day, he summoned the farmer Bilal to his court. I wish to marry your daughter, said the king. Bilal, stunned, fell to his knees. Maharaj, she is not my real daughter. She came to us in a strange way. Speak plainly, said the king. So Bilal told him everything. About the eggplant, the voice, the miracle. When he finished, he lowered his head. How can a king marry a girl like that? But King Summer's voice was steady. Her beauty shines brighter than jewels. Her spirit is pure. I will make her my queen. Do not fear, farmer. She will be cherished all her life. Tears filled Bilal's eyes. He returned home and told his wife. Meher clasped her hands in prayer. Our daughter will be a queen. Soon after, Hoor was married to King Summer in a grand ceremony. She was given a new name in the palace, Queen Hoor. But not everyone was happy. In the palace lived the king's first wife, Queen Hajira. She had no children, and her husband had grown distant from her. Now, he spent all his time with Queen Hoor. He listened to her, laughed with her, fulfilled her every wish. Jealousy began to burn inside Hajira's heart. She is not even born of a mother, she muttered to herself. And yet she has stolen everything from me. One day, she sat beside Hoor in the garden. Sister, Hajira said sweetly, everyone has a life hidden in their heart. But tell me you are not like others. Where does your life truly rest? Hoor laughed softly. In my heart, like yours. But Hajira pressed her again and again. She spun lies about enemies and danger, pretending to care for Hoor's safety. At last, when Hoor was with child, she gave in. She whispered her secret. My life rests in a necklace. It is hidden in my father's old garden, deep inside a wooden chest at the bottom of a well. Hajira's smile widened. Ah, then you are safe indeed. But in her heart, she was plotting. That very night, Hajira bribed a diver to fetch the chest. The necklace was brought to her. The moment Hajira clasped it around her own neck, Queen Hoor collapsed in her chambers, gasping for breath. Within hours, she lay lifeless. The palace drowned in sorrow. King Summer wept bitterly. He built a secret palace outside the city, as Hoor had once requested, and placed her body on a throne inside it. He visited her every day, his heart broken. Weeks later, one evening, as the king walked around the lonely palace, he heard something unusual. The cry of a child. He rushed inside. And there, beside Hoor's still body, was a little boy wailing. The king lifted him. The child instantly quieted and fell asleep in his arms. Summer's hands trembled. Her child, our son. From then on, the king visited daily, bringing toys and food. He played with the boy, then laid him beside Hoor before leaving. One day, he asked gently, Son, who feeds you when I am not here? The boy pointed. Mother. Summer froze. He stared at Hoor's unmoving body. That night, he asked the boy to question his mother. The next day, the child revealed the truth. The child says that his mother told him the necklace around Hajira's neck holds her life. When she takes it off at night, she comes alive, and when she puts it on in the morning, she dies. Summer's sorrow turned to fire. The king devised a plan. He told Hajira a story of a friend's orphan child. Let us take him into the palace, he said. For a few days only. Hajira agreed. Soon the little boy was brought inside. He played in Hajira's chamber, and when she lifted him into her lap, he grabbed at her necklace and began to cry endlessly. Why won't he stop? Hajira groaned. King Samar entered. He wants your necklace, Rani. Give it to him. Never. Hajira snapped. This necklace is my life. But the boy cried harder and harder. Samar pleaded. Give it for a moment. I will buy you jewels 10 times finer. At last, Hajira's patience broke. She unclasped the necklace and handed it to the child. The king swiftly took it, left the chamber, and rushed to Hur's hidden palace. He placed the necklace back around her neck. And in that instant, Queen Hur's chest rose. Her eyes opened. She breathed. Samar, she whispered. The king fell to his knees, tears streaming. You live, my love. The truth came out. Hajira was thrown into a secret chamber where she would live in solitude for the rest of her days. Hur was welcomed back into the palace with joy. She was crowned the chief queen, and the little prince was declared heir to the throne. Years later, when the boy grew, Samar crowned him king. Under his rule, the kingdom flourished, fields filled with crops, rivers ran clear, and people lived in peace. And whenever Hur told her story to the women of the palace, she ended with the same words. Envy can destroy, but love will always return stronger. The one who plots evil will fall into darkness, but truth and kindness will rise again. If you enjoy this story, please like the video and subscribe the channel.